Welcome to your deep dive June transfer briefing. Windows are now open across Europe, and the scramble for talent is reshaping next season before a ball has even been kicked. We'll unpack 9 headline stories in detail: why the moves happened, how they fit tactically, the financials, and the ripple effects for the selling and buying clubs. Matheus Cunha, Manchester United. Manchester United's first business under new head coach Ruben Amorim is a statement. £62.5 million to trigger Matheus Cunha's clause at Wolves, handing the Brazilian a 5-year deal to 2030 with an optional 6th season. Cunha delivered 15 league goals and ranked in the Premier League's top 10 for defensive third pressures. Exactly the high-octane work rate Amorim demands in his 3-4-3. Beside raw numbers, United were sold on Cunha's ability to drop between midfield and attack. Last year, he averaged 3.9 progressive carries, 2.7 key passes, and completed 60% of his take-ons. He is penciled in to start left center of a fluid front three, allowing Alejandro Garnacho to stay wide and Rasmus Højlund to pin center-backs. Club sources say Cunha's salary, about 150k per week, fits within a new wage structure ceiling laid down by minority owner Ineos, who want incentives rather than bloated basics. Strategic impact: United finished a historic low of 15th because they created the fewest high-value chances, non-penalty XG 0.9790. The analytics department models Cunha at plus 0.24 XG, us XA per 90 over outgoing loanee Mason Mount. If those numbers translate, United add roughly 9 league goals, a realistic swing of 10 to 12 points. Predict Cunha's first season goal tally in the comments. Subscribe and like the video if you have him down for 20+. Kevin De Bruyne, Napoli. In a move few believed until it was signed, Kevin De Bruyne accepted a 2-year contract at Napoli worth $10 million net per season after leaving Manchester City on a free. De Bruyne arrives with 177 Premier League assists, but the bigger gain for Napoli is intangibles: leadership, Champions League know-how, and marketing heft in Asia, where the club eyes a commercial tour. On the pitch, Antonio Conte plans a 3-4-1-2. De Bruyne as the libero 10, dropping deep to dictate, but also bursting beyond Romelu Lukaku. Training ground insiders reveal Conte is drilling box rotations. When wingback Giovanni Di Lorenzo inverts, De Bruyne drifts right half space, releasing Jesper Lindstrom wide. That should counter Serie A's low blocks that choked Napoli last term. Financially, the deal is offset by Zielinski's departure to Inter and Kvaratskhelia impending 90-star sale to PSG, so wage commitments remain flat year on year. Luka Modrić, AC Milan, pending. At 39, Luka Modrić still ranks in La Liga's top 5 for progressive passes per 90, 8.1, and has chosen AC Milan over MLS and Saudi Arabia. A 1+1 contract worth $3 is agreed. Only a post-club World Cup medical stands in the way. Stefano Pioli will rotate Modrić as a regista in a double pivot with Ismail Benasher against high presses or higher up when Milan expect to dominate possession. Data analysts at Milanello see Modrić as a variance reducer. With him on the pitch, Real's ball retention errors dropped 14% last season. Milan hope that stability closes the 8-point gap to champions Napoli. Modrić is also tasked with mentoring 18-year-old wonder kid Francesco Camada, mirroring the Luka Valverde relationship at Real. Arsenal's 9-figure striker dilemma rewritten without a table. Arsenal's recruitment team are juggling 2 very different profiles. Benjamin Šeško is 22, plays for RB Leipzig, and struck 12 Bundesliga goals last season. Analytics highlight his 4.55 non-penalty expected goals per 90 minutes, plus a work rate of roughly 21 pressures per match. Leipzig want a one-off payment of about £93 million, which would put heavy strain on Arsenal's cash flow. Although personal terms are already agreed, sporting director Edu Gaspar is instead trying to spread the fee over 3 installments, roughly $15 million up front, then $20 million and $25 million tied to performance bonuses, and Leipzig have yet to accept. Victor Gyökeres is 26, leads the line for Sporting CP and smashed 39 league goals in Portugal. His underlying numbers are even sharper than Šeško's, returning around 0.76 non-penalty XG per 90, but only 13 pressures per match, so he offers greater finishing power but less defending from the front. Sporting are open to a transfer at about £67 million. The proposal on the table is a $70 million package that includes a $12 million signing bonus and wages of roughly £135,000 per week. Terms Sporting consider acceptable. Inside the club, analysts give Šeško the edge for defensive contribution and long-term resale value, while Mikel Arteta is said to favour Gyökeres for his immediate Premier League-ready physicality. With Šeško's release clause window closing on 30 June, Arsenal must choose quickly between paying Leipzig's price or pivoting to Sporting's proven goal machine. Hugo Ekitike, Premier League auction, Eintracht Frankfurt, priced Hugo Ekitike at £100 mer after a breakout campaign of 26 goals and 14 assists across all comps. Liverpool and Chelsea have tracked him for months, but Manchester United have now asked for deal terms. Frankfurt's model under Marcus Krösche is sell high at peak value. See Kolo Muani, Luka Jovic, and Ekitike has 4 years left on his deal, a strong negotiating position. Chelsea scouts admire his link-up play, 2.1 shot-creating actions from passes per 90, while Liverpool's department note his off-ball pressing efficiency, 22.4 pressures 90. Any English move will depend on outgoing sales. Liverpool look to offload Darwin Núñez. Chelsea would shift Armando Broja. Dušan Vlahović, Juventus's balancing act. Juventus face a brutal salary spike. Dušan Vlahović rises to 12 million net in 2025-26. An amortized book value falls below 20 talents. Selling him this summer for even £40 provides a £20 Santos capital gain and removes 22.2 Matheus gross wages, a 42 Samasma swing. Director Cristiano Giuntoli has held exploratory talks with Atletico Madrid and Newcastle United, while Arsenal's historical interest lingers. Juve's dream scenario funds an audacious move for Osimhen. However, Vlahović seeks Champions League football and is hesitant about Newcastle, who finished 8th. If no bid matches Juve's valuation, they may table a bonus-heavy extension to smooth wage peaks. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Real Madrid. Real Madrid paid Liverpool roughly £10 to accelerate Trent Alexander-Arnold's free agent arrival, registering him in time for the expanded Club World Cup. The 26-year-old signed a 6-year deal and will wear number 12. Spanish regulations forbid his beloved 66. Xabi Alonso envisions Trent as an inverted right-back in a lopsided 4-3-3, tucking inside to form a double pivot with Aurelien Tchouameni, freeing Jude Bellingham to advance. Madrid's internal R&D group calculated that Dani Carvajal's last season absence cost 0.18 expected goals conceded per match. Alexander-Arnold's elite distribution is expected to flip that differential positively. The player gave part of his presentation in Spanish, stressing respect for Liverpool, yet calling Madrid the final step for any footballer. Victor Osimhen. To Liverpool, Victor Osimhen is shaping up as Liverpool's ideal contingency signing. Napoli's transparent $75 million release clause removes the usual valuation wrangling and lets Liverpool focus on structuring installments and performance-based add-ons that protect cash flow. On the pitch, Osimhen's loan spell at Galatasaray, 13 goals and 5 assists in 16 matches, proves he offers the explosive finishing and relentless pressing Arne Slot demands. Club analysts project he would add roughly 10 non-penalty goals to Liverpool's expected tally over a full Premier League season, potentially turning narrow draws into wins. Wages, initially pitched near £400,000 a week, no longer look prohibitive. Liverpool believe a package weighted towards appearance fees, Champions League bonuses, and image rights uplifts can satisfy Osimhen without breaking their pay structure. Encouragingly, the striker's camp has signaled he would compromise for a title-challenging project and the global platform Anfield provides. Napoli, keen to fund a move for Jonathan David, are equally motivated to close a deal before pre-season. If Darwin Núñez's future is resolved by month-end, negotiations could move swiftly, clearing a realistic path for one of Europe's most dynamic forwards to arrive on Merseyside before August. Market macro view Premier League power reset, United's Cunha coup and Arsenal's 9-figure dilemma highlight a league still outspending Europe despite new sustainability rules. Serie A's veteran renaissance, Napoli and Milan import leadership, De Bruyne, Modrić, to stabilize dressing rooms and mentor youth. Contract leverage, shorter deals and ironclad clauses, Osimhen Vlahović, hand players more control, forcing clubs into earlier, costlier decisions. Data-driven convergence. Scouting departments across Europe cite similar metrics: press resistance, carry volume, and XG chain links, so prices inflate quickly once multiple clubs converge on the same profile. Which single transfer from today's briefing will shift next season's Champions League landscape? Tell us below, hit subscribe, and forward this breakdown to every football chat you're in. The window waits for no one. Transfers are no longer back-page whispers. They're multi-layered chess moves influencing tactics, finances, and branding. Keep notifications on. Our next episode will track medicals, secret clauses, and those late-night fax machine dramas that make the window unmissable.